Welcome if this your first time on the channel. Today we listening to Skip Bayless talk about the Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James situation. He getting to it late, but we're going to see what he got to say. Make sure you subscribe if this your first time here. Click that like button. That's how they push the video. I appreciate you. Now let's go.
A replay review. I'm not sure what it was, but the game had stopped in the third quarter, and LeBron walked straight over to Stephen A., pretty much blindsided him during the game. And according to Stephen A., said, "You got to stop talking shit about my son. You got to stop fucking with my son. That's my son. That's my son," said Stephen A.
They got Skip on her cursing.
Stephen A. also said he responded with, "Let's talk about it after the game." But as he said that, LeBron was turning away and walking back out onto the floor because the game was about to resume. So the entire exchange took, 8 seconds? Now think about this.
Yeah.
How weak was that on LeBron's part to choose that time and that place to deliver that message? LeBron knew exactly what he was doing. He knew this one-sided confrontation would be captured on cell cameras and that the video would immediately explode all over the internet and that lip readers would have a field day, or in this case, a field night. But this was a flat-out ambush, a drive-by, a premeditated and calculated move by LeBron James to show up Stephen A. in front of the NBA world while giving Stephen A. no face-to-face time to respond. I mean, what if Stephen A. had at least been able to say, "LeBron, your son's a great kid, but he can't make threes, and I haven't seen him play any defense yet."
Stephen A. wasn't going to say that.
LeBron didn't want any rebuttal, no facts. This was just a delusionally, irrationally, insanely proud pop telling off Stephen A. Smith, knowing this debate was rigged. Stephen A. would have no time to respond. LeBron hit, and LeBron ran.
Yeah.
Frankly, that was pretty cowardly.
Whew. He called LeBron a coward at the end. Now, I think it depends on what type of perception you're looking at. He is right. Like, LeBron could have had the conversation with Stephen A. Smith. It was kind of passive-aggressive how he did it. But it could be another way where LeBron wasn't planning on saying nothing to Stephen A. Smith, and he just seen him and was like, let me go say something. Or he seen him early in the game and was like, man, I need to say something to him, and he just said something. You know, it could be looked at different ways. You know, I can see LeBron doing that knowing the cameras was going to catch it. It's another angle that I didn't see where it's like he say what he say and then look directly at the camera. That's kind of crazy. You know, if he planned it to let me go say something, check him and get it on camera. And if he did all that, yeah, that's crazy. You know, now, if it was me, I would have had the conversation. Because even if Stephen A. Smith would have said something back, which Skip said he should have said something about Bronny playing no defense or something. It's hard for Stephen A. to say that in the moment because you're not expecting it at all. And somebody walk up to you and say that. You just got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know, start rambling off stats or something. No, you're just like, man, what's going on? You know, they probably should have just had a conversation behind the scenes and it would have went however it was going to go. Like, say Stephen A. would have, like, pushed back on LeBron. Then it could have went, you know, left. But what I think is they have been going back and forth behind the scenes probably for a minute. You got to remember, Stephen A. is at ESPN. LeBron got a lot of power within the media. ESPN and FS1. Some of the dudes on FS1 is like completely bought. They literally clutch sports. You know, and it might be some on ESPN that's like that too. But I know he got connections in the media. So they probably been going back and forth. And then LeBron say, yo, let me go over here and say something, you know. So it's different ways to look at it. Skip called him a coward. You know, you can see like how Skip got to that conclusion, but I would just say he passive aggressive. He's a passive aggressive guy. That's how he been his whole career from what I didn't see. So he did something that was kind of, you know, passive aggressive. Instead of just having the conversation, right? Not going to fight or nothing like that. That's when you can't control your emotions. But just saying, yo, bro, I see it like this, like, you know, and then what about the respect that you got for me? Can you at least have some respect? You know, it's different ways you could do this and solve this problem other than the way LeBron did it. But that's how he did it. Of course, we know Skip was going to come out and say something. And Skip and Stephen A. then came back and reunited. You know, they did a podcast. So maybe, you know, they gonna end up doing more stuff. We never know what's gonna happen in the future. I think they was the best thing on TV though. When it was Skip and Stephen A. on First Take, it was fire. Can't lie, gotta admit that. You know, y'all let me know what you think about this. As always, if this your first time here, make sure you sub to the channel. Check out the other content. Click that like button. Y'all be easy. Be safe.